name is Patrick Desmarais. I live in Laval, and I'm an engineer working in finance. The toughest decisions I made are the ones I didn't make because I was too afraid to do a move. So today I'm looking at every choice, trying to remove, try to do what I would do if I was not worried about consequences or being scared. So it's opening up choices, many choices. So I stayed too long in situations that were not good. It was obvious for other people. It was not for me because it was more secure to stay there than to to jump in the pool.
Okay.
And I realized that there are so many opportunities that are presented to us, and we just don't see them because we're scared that they would change our life. So when we start opening up to those opportunities, we see more and more of them, and so it's a total change of way to take decisions. One is being worried, the foot on the brake, and the other one is foot on the gas, and let's have fun. There are more opportunities.
Okay.
And it's a big transformation. The challenge is decision making. It's still decision making. We've improved the way we take decisions by being more formal, by measuring, by having more expertise around the table. So we manage very well from a material or practical, logistical process perspective. Or we take very good decisions from a money perspective. Money is intelligent. Money wants to maximize return, reduce risk, have a good trade-off there. So very good decisions are taken from one perspective at a time. And we're starting to take decisions concerning intangible aspects, which are numerous. Issues about goodwill, reputation, everything that concerns the client relationship, the employee commitment, alignment, supplier, the issue of a strategic direction. So these are all intangible. You can have a company with a good balance sheet and an intangible value that is a negative one. I mean, it's a liability. So I think the big challenge is to take decisions taking into account these three levels, not just one at a time, but the three of them. And I think the big challenge, the difficulty is that they makes the decisions very, very complex, but they are linked together. So we start to see a lot of, let's put a dollar value on intangible elements. Let's try to see how they connect. But that's the big challenge, because in the end, decisions are still taken from a practical, material perspective or money perspective most of the time. And when you have startups or technology firms that take decisions just from an intangible perspective, technology, know-how, and sometimes employee, they don't succeed because they did not include enough of or they did not find the link with the money and with the practical aspects. So I think it is still the biggest challenge, and it's a big challenge because we don't even see it. We're very comfortable taking money decisions just from a money perspective, but we destroy, we waste so much resource, environmental, human resources, and we lose brand value so fast, and then you cannot recuperate it. So you see it every day with mergers, and I mean you see it every day. So it is not it is not the way we take decisions, taking all these dimensions into account. I think that's the big challenge for managers, to create value, sustainable value in reality, because employees are real, clients are real. Yes, internal processes are real, but it's not the only thing. And money is real, but it's a tool. You want to create value for the long term. You want to generate revenues, margins for the long term, and growth. So you cannot only optimize this decision for the short term. I think what is changing is that we are a lot more open. We have a lot more information. So we are going in that direction of taking into account all the elements when taking a decision. What's difficult is that we are confused because we stay only on a logical perspective. We think we can compute all of that, but it's a bit too complex. And we're not relating enough to the reality. Good solutions, good business plans, good strategy is always simple. Why? Because it is linked or it is influenced by the reality. The reality is not that complex, but you have to look at it. When you only look at one dimension, one aspect, you use tools and you optimize the money, for example, but you have the illusion of having taken a good decision, but you don't see the impact of what you're doing. You can destroy a company by taking optimal decisions with financial information. So I think it's always been there, but now we are wasting less resources than we used to. We used to waste most of the resources. We're wasting less. So it shows when we don't take optimal decisions. So there's a lot of potential still to go. Enormous. But is it 50% more of the resources that we lose? It's probably much more than that. We destroy the environment. We leave employees dissatisfied. I mean, people that are committing to the firm. And what do we do with the client? Do we have loyalty as we should? No. The lesson learned is in the relation with the decision, the challenge of taking a decision, and the challenge I faced taking decisions for myself, and of course, what we just talked about for managers. I realized that you need clear intent. If you don't have clear intent and extremely clear intent, you can't you have confusion. You cannot ever see clearly reality on which you can base all your decision and your actions. And clear intent is not detailed. It's not how things will be done. It's what you want to pursue, what outcome you're looking for, and a lot of effort is put at how we're attached to specific ways of doing things, but really we don't control as much as we think we control. But if our intent is clear, things align themselves, because it's a question of perspective. If you are clear on your intent, then actions become coherent. When you stay, so the challenge and what that is the most important thing is to always try to see what is the reality we are facing, and never shy away from it, because then things become clear, because you use your lenses of focus, that is your intent, and you can move. So that's the biggest lesson. And as far as how to do that in practice, you need to remove the intellectual and emotional noise, because then you cannot see reality. You're in something else. You're in the illusion. You're in the imagination and so on. So you really need to clear that up, and then you start to be in contact with reality, and you stay solid with your intent, and things get clear. And this reality we're talking about includes intangibles. And it's not only money, but it includes money. Where does yoga come from? Yoga comes from an R&D effort done by people in a very long period of time, and what guided them was just reality. Let's figure out what reality is. That's why their work is still useful today, and they still give results, and they work all the time. It's because they did R&D with the measurement tools were their bodies and their awareness. So the parallels we can make between growth or development of the body we see in people doing yoga and business. I see a lot of counterexamples in business. So let's look at people who succeed very fast. They They seem to make no effort. They seem that everything they do succeeds. It's exactly what you achieve when you're in yoga. You're no longer fighting with reality. You're not thinking you're going to control everything. You're flowing with it. Typically, you would like to follow your intent and leave a lot of room on what exactly is the shape of the results you get. Instead of fighting for specific results, you just are more firm or more solid, and you do more for to be clear with your intent, and you align your actions. But it could take different shape and form. So the rigidity of the planning process and so on can be a very major weakness. The market is creating the companies. You have to be there to serve the clients at the right moment.
Au revoir.